What's up? It's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building, bro. Don't make me laugh, bro. You're gonna make me batal my fasting already. So early in the day.
And
Ah,
I
shit.
think the
Yeah.
cherry on top was that the translations were also a bit koyak because obviously I had to use Google Translate, right? And then Div is like, hey, the syntax or the phrasing is all off. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, I gotta congratulate you on the English, the Malay translation was okay, on point.
Oh, is it
But
was it
I
okay?
mean,
Bro,
yeah,
that
it was
one,
fine. It's fine.
you thank Google Translate for that, yeah.
No, you have to understand, Netflix got localized talent translating for every region.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
only
true.
have Mr. Young. So
Yeah, I only got Google Translate. Even the Chinese one, I'm not sure if it's correct or not. I just, okay lah, looks kind of okay. Let's go for it.
thanks guys for my solo and Jacob Fatu impression. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I love you, foreign.
I tried my best to roll my eyes at Undertaker, but cannot. I need to like steam a bit more, but like not enough lah. Yeah. But yeah, Mr. That was a great idea that you had. You're like, oh, how are we gonna differentiate? If people know that we're going live or not? Okay, now you definitely will know when we're going live.
Exactly. You know we live when you see that, okay? Everybody, welcome to the stream. Oh my god, so many things to talk about. And you know what? Let me get this out of the way first of all, right? You know I put the predictions out there a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Great
I've never
predictions, by the
been
way.
more happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean or not?
I get you, bro. I get you. Yeah. No,
Hey.
and the cool thing is about what we want from WWE is like we don't want it to be predictable, but we don't
Yes.
want it to be unpredictable for the sake of just chapalang, just throw anyhow shit on the wall, right?
Correct. We don't want
Yeah.
Vince Russo unpredictability. We want unpredictable, but also makes sense and something we want to see.
Yeah, so my question is like, was this really what The Rock, Triple H, not Tony Khan, sorry, Nick
Wait,
Khan,
what? The other
What-
Khan,
what?
the
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
Khan.
was this what they already had in mind from the get-go for WrestleMania, or was this really The Rock coming in and changing things and like, hey, how about this? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so that's the question, but you know what? I don't hate it. Like right
Mm.
off the top, like right off the bat, I don't hate it. So what about you, man? I know we're all processing what happened, but man, yeah, what's your thoughts?
I actually like what you said. Like, I think that this maybe was in discussion when John Cena mentioned his retirement. I think you brought it up before. Like, he hasn't had that proper heel run ever since he became, the Uber John Cena, right?
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
definitely something he wanted to do, and who better to do it with than The Rock? You know?
Or maybe he saw Roman Reigns turning heel and he was
Ah.
like, hey, why also I cannot like that?
Yeah.
Alamak, I give so much, I give 10 years already. Now let me do my fun heel run lah, you know?
Yeah.
At the back end of his career. So yeah.
I know, right? But okay, I'm just a little bit worried, and we'll talk more as we get to the main event, right? But like, I'm just a little bit worried that this is a short-term storyline for Cena, because I don't know. Do you see Cena going on to WrestleMania and winning?
I think so.
Really?
I because if Cena is gonna become the champion in the normal way that he does it,
Yeah.
it's gonna be boring, right? It's like, okay,
Correct.
this is just like a thank you Academy Award kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But now this is very actively him playing a part in storylines.
Okay.
So even if he holds the title for 2-3 months, it's
Sure.
still quite big, right?
But I know we're really jumping ahead, but think about this then. Then we don't have our feel-good finish. You'll have a heel winning the main event of WrestleMania. Because on the other side, Gunther versus Jey Uso. And we all love Jey, we all love Gunther, but that's not going to be night 2 main event. You know what I mean? Cody Cena is night 2 main event. Let's be real here.
I know, but if you subscribe to the theory that every WrestleMania needs to have a feel-good finish, then we won't get something like WrestleMania 39, right?
Sure.
Could this be like halfway point of a new story? You forget, and this is the guy that I wanted to kind of like bring up like very early so that people can be aware that he is still technically in the picture.
Yeah.
You got Roman Reigns.
Sure. Yeah.
Roman Reigns could be the ultimate savior. I do not know whether Roman Reigns is going to appear for WrestleMania. They're really keeping him very, very late. But what if he's the guy that is like, oh shit, Cody is down. Okay, now Roman step up to the plate. He's that number one guy trying to save the company.
Are they going to do another Porto scene? And this time, Roman is the one running out to save Cody in sort of a like big twist, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we'll save all our talk for the main event. I know we're all buzzed from it. What an incredible main event.
Yep,
But
it was.
everybody, Rishi, Irvin, Lysander, Fias, Papa Fias, get well soon. Edison, Zayden, Axe, Alfred, Div.
My God, it's
anybody,
popping, guys.
Yeah, anybody we missed, we apologize. Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
If you're a silent viewer, please let us know that you're here. We want to acknowledge you guys. We want to thank you
acknowledge.
guys for joining us. And also, we appreciate you guys for, checking out all our episodes that we've been putting up. Even though it's not live, we have done it in clips, and I hope
Yes.
you guys kind of get what you need out of our podcast. Of course, on top of all the full episodes that we've been putting out every week.
Speaking of clips, right? Tomorrow, in fact, we're going to drop a brand new episode of the podcast, sort of like episode 5.2. You know, 5B. I don't know how you want to put it up. But yes, as somebody mentioned in chat earlier, SPW Unchained is happening this upcoming Friday. And I can't wait to be there. We have a preview with the one and only Statement. Yeah, he's going to be joining the show, and we're going to preview that very main event and the whole card, basically.
Yeah, because we were thinking like if you guys gonna watch Elimination Chamber that 3 hours, then you guys gonna listen to us ramble about Elimination Chamber for 2 hours, and then listen to the statement ramble for another 1 hour. I think you also can fast lah. With me.
Did you just call Statement a rambler? Is that what you really want to say, bro? I think he yuck you on the back side of your head.
Bro, in the best way, bro. If he doesn't ramble, we do not get entertained, bro. That's when he is at his best. What are you talking about?
Bro, the Statement is the Singaporean final boss.
Yeah, man, no worries. Oh, and shout out to you, Rishi, and thanks guys for acknowledging the fact some of us are fasting. It's a great way to start the fast, and as Rishi mentioned, like you wake up early for sahur, like at 4-5 a.m. Straight away pre-show, bro. Can stone and watch the pre-show.
Nice.
And after that, straight away start EC. I mean, it's a great way to start. I mean, I ain't complaining. But for Edison, to address what you said, can you? I'm fasting, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Foreign
fasting,
cannot.
bro.
I
Yeah,
will.
so-
I will say it for you later.
You can become my Cody Rhodes for me.
Can. Very quickly before we jump into the card, can we just say right now, WWE essentially the position they are at in the pro wrestling world, right? And we're always afraid of monopoly because at the end of the day, monopoly breeds lack of competition, right?
Yes, correct.
But isn't the future looking very, very locked down, for lack of a better term, for the WWE? If you think about it, right? WWE ID, WWE NIL, Evolve. Evolve is going to go up against AEW, which is Dynamite, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Okay. The Wednesday Night War is going to be Evolve versus AEW.
Yeah, no, it's really great time, for business, right?
Yeah.
But my worry, and I think some reports has come out, right? If WWE monopolizes everything, right, that means they charge the prices. They
Correct.
charge the ticket price. So a lot of people have been saying like, WrestleMania 41 has not sold out yet because the tickets are just too goddamn expensive.
Too expensive. But now with Cena as heel, I mean, I think those tickets will be like, okay, they'll start going lah. But yeah, I absolutely hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I know they corporate greed, all that nonsense, right? But I think maybe they need to really listen to their fans. If the fans mobilize enough and say, like how football fans do it, hey, you all too much. The prices for tickets are too expensive. You guys gotta go down. We'll protest, that kind of things. I do not know whether they will be ruthless enough to like not give a F. But I think this is something that I would say other promotions can capitalize on if they so want to play this game lah.
Well, the one promotion that could 100% capitalize, and I know you are, oh no, Mr. Young, oh no is going to start, right? But if they play their cards right, they could really be that alternative, that can set the fan prices a little bit low, give to the fans a little bit more in that sense, but also they have to do it clever lah. They cannot just throw rubbish at the wall and hope that it sticks.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect, to be honest, for AEW because AEW is clearly a non-profit organization.
Exactly. Just give out free tickets lah, for the fans. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's really for the love of the game and play your cards right. If WWE is gonna be super like corporate greed, I'm gonna sell and make everything the highest grossing tickets in attendance ever.
Yeah.
Then you just go the other road like, hey, we're giving affordable tickets, we give you a good time, and you might bring back people, right?
Exactly. And now just taking a look at EC as a whole, right? And the last few PLEs as well. Do you like this format? This is a question I want to ask you as well as everyone who's listening right now. Do you like the format of fewer matches but more hype packages in between? So it's become very much like, boxing. Do you watch boxing or UFC?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Literally the in-ring action, in-octagon action can be anywhere from like 5 minutes or sometimes even 2 minutes if it's a quick knockout to 40 minutes. You don't know what the in-ring action is going to be, but the anticipation and the hype, it's basically 50% of the whole show if you think about it at this point.
Yep, I agree. You know why? I am of the belief, and you know this about me, Young, like the best way to sell wrestling to like non-viewers or
Yep.
like mainstream people is to not have too much wrestling. Like the storytelling is what sells, right? Like
Yes.
you can learn from MCU and all these comic book, heroes and all that kind of stuff. What sells this is not the lore of the comic book. That will bring in the nerds. They will bring
Yep.
in the long-time hardcore fans, right?
Yep.
But you got to sell a great story, right? You got to sell a very handsome, likable cast.
Well,
I don't know, all the hot guys,
You-
the Marvel superheroes.
You have to sell stars.
Yes, sell stars. Yes, correct. So, and they don't need to do anything crazy, but it's like the action scenes serve the story, not the story serve the action scenes. That's what I'm trying to say.
Correct,
Right?
correct.
Unless you're John Wick, lah. That was another story.
So okay, here we go. Let's jump into it then. Elimination Chamber, and actually, just to very quickly reference what we just talked about, right? This is, I feel, the reason why some of the matches, the reactions were the way they were. So let's get into it. The Women's Elimination Chamber winner faces either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, depending on how that match pans out on Raw, right?
Yeah. Before we jump into that, and I would love the fans and the listeners as well to give their grades while we talk about it. I just wanted to mention something. Is it me or the Toronto crowd wasn't that hot?
So there you go. It feels like they only woke up for the main event. Which
Right.
is very surprising because they were kind of dead for Trish. They were dead for Sammy and KO. But only the main event, then they started waking up.
And that's crazy because your hometown heroes, your Trish Stratus, your KO, your Sami Zayn, or I would say fellow countrymen,
Yeah.
are not getting that rub. So, is it because they go to Canada too often already? That's the thing.
Do they really though?
Yeah,
I mean,
they did a PLE last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Money in the Bank was last year.
I hate saying this because, I have like connections in Canada. I grew up, I have 5 years in Canada and all that kind of jazz, right? But as of late, the Toronto crowds, Canadian crowds haven't been it.
Yeah.
I think Puerto Rico, I think France ruined it for us. Spoiled
Yeah,
already.
bro,
Raised the
and-
bar too high.
And it's not just like one area of Canada, right? They tried to go to Vancouver, right?
Yep,
For Survivor
yep.
Series. And we were also talking that the crowd was like, eh. So is
We
it
need-
because I think there's some Canadian US tension going on right now, bro. Like,
No, if there were, then maybe they would be more vocal. But they don't have a great big Canadian star. Maybe, it's like no longer the
there's
Bret
no
Hart
Bret.
era.
Yeah. I mean, I love Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but they do not represent the Canadian star.
Funnily enough, they represent the French-speaking part of Canada.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
Quebec
you're-
and Montreal.
I think that's what I think you might have hit the nail right on the head. They
No.
need some-
But there's still Trish. So that doesn't explain Trish. Trish is true blue, true red Canadian.
Yeah, but she's like a returning legend. She's not like impacting day-to-day storylines.
Yep.
I think you're right. They need to find a Canadian star. You know what? Chelsea Green is that girl for me. But right?
Imagine she comes out holding the US title. She would have that vibe of like being cheered as a conquering babyface in Canada, but a heel in US.
Exactly, right? I mean, if they play it right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they need to find that next Canadian star because every Canadian wrestler that came through has always been like the workhorse, the utility guy, not really the main eventer. And well, like KO and Sami Zayn, it's considered, yes, they are main eventers. People know them, they're popular. They are more like a Mick Foley, they're not the guy.
Yeah. Rishi asked, Toronto, Montreal got any rivalry or not? I'm sure got sports rivalry, but there's always going to be that quote unquote, I don't want to say tension because I haven't kept up with Canadian politics in a while, right? But when I was there, like you can feel the difference between French speaking Canada and English speaking Canada. Whenever you have like a different language, like in the same country, there's always that quote unquote divide. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's like Switzerland, right? Like when you're in the Italian side of Switzerland or the German side or the French side.
So there's a bit of that. I don't know if any of that is thing. Like I said, the last time I was there was like almost 20 plus years ago. So maybe I'm like talking about 20-year-old history.
Yeah, but the point we're trying to make is like they did not give me the hype. Like I would dare say Perth, Australia last year. Like I don't know how that translated on the screen.
Yep.
But like people were wild, and it's not just for the hometown; it's for everyone.
Brock is Minnesotan, so it's slightly north of Canada, north of Manitoba, actually.
Yeah. He lives in Canada, but I don't think he considers himself a great Canadian lah.
No. He lives in Canada because it's so close by, and then they got big open, like, farmland. The land there is very vast, right? So he can do his, like, farm boy shit without people disturbing him.
Yeah, lah. Brock just wants to hunt animals with his bare hands. So I think Canada is the easiest way to do it. Lah.
Okay, you just picture him roaming through the forest looking for elk to grab.
Bro, he
And
look like
F5.
he look like a silver gorilla, bro. If you think about it.
That's true. That's true.
yeah, that's
okay,
true.
okay. Let's jump into elimination. Wait. Pierre says one thing I know: people hate Chris Jericho BS, whether English speaking or French.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris Jericho is not that guy anymore to be the
Yeah.
main guy. Yeah. Sorry.
Actually,
Sorry, Chris.
isn't there a comparison to be made between The Rock and Chris Jericho at this point? There are these aging legends who think that their shit don't stink, think that they're doing great work, but actually everyone's rolling their eyes at them.
Yeah. The only issue is The Rock has like $1 billion more money than
Yeah, well, I
Chris
mean, yeah.
Jericho lah.
There are
But at that
levels
level,
to
at
this
that
game.
same
Yeah,
level,
exactly, right. The Rock is just doing it at a Hollywood level. Chris Jericho is doing it at his, whatever level you want to say.
Whatever level it is, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, okay, let's talk about EC. I think the most important thing coming out of the show was like, okay, we started off with the women's chamber, right?
Expected.
And yeah, Alexis came out, Bliss came out, and I was thinking to myself like,
Alexa lah, you thinking about Alexis Lee?
oh yeah, sorry, both great wrestlers, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alexa came out, and I was thinking to myself, right, like, you brought up a great point at the Discord. Like, there's no stories coming into this match except for the main one.
Yeah, and that's why the match, while it was happening, like, aside from the Jade return, right? I know I'm jumping ahead, but aside from that, there was no real stakes. And personally, and I don't know, I think I've said this on the podcast before, I am not a fan of the Elimination Chamber format. Because I feel like a lot of the in-between is very just things happening. It's very hard to tell a proper story within the Elimination Chamber.
It's hard. It's not impossible because I have seen great chambers, right?
Yeah.
But
it's a lot harder than a one-on-one.
Yeah, but one thing that makes a chamber work is if all 6 are interconnected by storylines that overlap each other. That's
like
why
the men's. Yeah,
the men's work to a certain extent. While in the women's one, there are small rivalries peppering here and there, like of course Bailey, Roxanne, the whole stuff with Naomi.
We talked about this before. Right? Bailey is stone cold. I ain't talking Steve Austin. I'm talking like in terms of her heat, she is cold.
She lost a lot of it this last year. Again, right? So all those things were happening, but it didn't impact storylines to a great extent. Alexa came back and she was doing a lot of backstage stuff. She was interacting with like Nia Jax, but other than the tease of a Wyatt 6, unless something happened where Wyatt 6 and Nikki Cross come back, then it would have been awesome, right? But none of that.
I feel like it's going to be just a SmackDown thing. And I said this right at her return. Remember? I was afraid this was going to happen. She's just going to be that returning legend that just... Former champion, she's got the cachet, she'll get the pops, but she's not going to figure into any of the storylines in a big way.
Yeah, agreed. And of course, like Naomi and Bianca, there was that storyline that they're going to pull. So that felt interesting, but again, they didn't build it up enough as well towards the Elimination Chamber.
So, okay, and here's the thing. The biggest surprise came right at the start already. So the rest of it is all let down after that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, Jade comes out and... Kudos to the filming, it's the cinema era and all that, right? You had this shot of Liv looking like, oh my god, Jade's gonna come for me, And then as Jade is making her way to the chamber, I think we all felt it. I think we all like, cannot be so simple, right? And then she attacks Naomi and says, I don't know, I had that feeling. It's like, I think if we watch wrestling enough, we know that a swerve is coming. Did you get that tingle, like how Spider-Man has the spider sense? Did you have your wrestling sense, bro?
Bro, this is the only time I will compare Jade Cargill with Roman Reigns.
What?
But Jade Cargill's return, right, the way they shot it was exactly like how they shot Roman Reigns when he was supposed to come back at SummerSlam and was going to attack Cody, and then right at the last moment he swerved and Superman punched Solo, right?
Correct.
I think the way they shot it really, really helped because the way it was angled was like you can clearly tell Naomi's on that side. So there was like a very clear possibility that could happen. They're like, really? Would they do it? And then the swerve. She literally swerved her hand, bro.
She's like, I'm gonna hit Liv. No, wait, no. I don't know how many times they practiced that, but it was perfect.
It was well done. It was really well. Yeah. And this is a Jade Cargill we haven't seen since probably before Survivor Series, right? So she took a while to come back, and the pop was great. Like I felt like this is. I'm just thinking of her as an AEW star, by the way. Like I've always seen her as an AEW star. The fact that she has ingratiated herself to WWE so well, It's a
Well,
testament to how they've been booking her in general.
that's exactly it, right? Because we all know she's not going to win fans over with her work rate. Let's be real. Her promos, they are not terrible, but they are not great either. She is one of those stars that needs to be presented well, and they've been doing a great job from her debut to her re-debut now. So now you immediately got the heat, the tension. Like, okay, the mystery. Why did she attack Naomi, right?
Yeah. I mean, of course, we are going to allude to the fact that she was the one that she knew that Naomi attacked her.
Yeah.
But my question is, what does Bianca do? Or
Yes.
what is her role in all of this?
I just saw, I like was glimpsing, I have the post show on my iPad here, right? Bianca was acting as if like she didn't know. So Bianca is still in that, I don't know what's going on phase. Naomi wasn't in her locker room. I haven't talked to her. So she's still pulling that card. So I don't know. So they're doing a great job of making us have to watch SmackDown to find out if Bianca was in on it all along. Is she the one who's been fooled and Naomi is the one pulling the strings?
Yeah.
So great storytelling.
I like what Div said as well. Like Bianca, the way she reacted throughout the match was like she's processing, right?
Yeah. Like,
her emotion was really well. She sold it well.
can we just say that Bianca's acting better than The Rock's acting?
Yay!
maybe even better than John Cena's acting.
No, John Cena. See, you talk about how some wrestlers need to be presented well, then they can show off their best things, right? John Cena needs to be directed well in movies. Then he can come across as a good actor. If you let him to his own devices, the way he overact, he's like, wow.
Yeah. Bro,
Annoying sia.
bro, they need to bring Batista back. If they want to do acting, they
Batista
need
needs
to
to show.
Actually,
show how he's
imagine.
done.
What if Batista is the one who comes out to make the save for Cody? Bro, the
my
third
God,
Hollywood one.
Don't, bro. No, he really so sad. He really said he want to retire. He cannot come back.
As
It
he
will hurt
just
him
come
to
out,
hear his song.
come out for the portal scene lah. We all want to see Batista.
Only if he's gonna go into the Hall of Fame this year, then makes sense.
okay.
But
Can,
knowing
fine, yeah.
him, if it's Triple H, is this year, that means Batista is still gonna do another year before
Yeah,
he comes back in.
Triple H just pull some strings, get your friend to come back. Okay, let's
Yeah.
talk. Let's say that. So we got Jade coming out. Right after all that, the energy just.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's the crowd. I don't know if it's the stadium because this is a stadium. It didn't look like a stadium because they lit the thing in a certain way, right?
I mean, people were
But-
processing what happened as well. Probably they
Yeah.
were like more interested discussing what happened among themselves than
Yes.
actually watching the match.
Correct.
Think
And
about
that's what I don't like about Elimination Chambers. After like the initial buzz of it, a lot of the stuff in between is just there, you know?
it. Yeah.
It's just stuff happening.
With that being said, I do really like Liv's performance in this
Yes.
match. You brought up a great point as well. Like she has been low-key, improve herself so much that
Yep.
she was like the workhorse of the match, kind of
Yes.
bringing everything together. She did a really great job, in my opinion. Roxanne as well. Despite her, her small stature,
Yep.
I thought she measured up really, really well against everyone else. What do you
Well,
think?
I mean, because she was in there with Liv, Alexa, who aren't the biggest stars, right?
Yeah.
Like if you had a one-on-one between Roxanne and Jade or one-on-one between Roxanne and Bianca, then okay, then it visually looks a bit awkward already.
Yeah, it makes sense to place her at the start, showcase herself.
Yeah.
I just hope that she doesn't go the route of Carmelo Hayes on the main roster. You know what I mean?
I think
Like-
she needs time. She needs time to win the crowd over. But they're like you can tell they're putting the rocket behind her. They're not giving her too much of a push, but she's getting a chance to shine.
But I do hope they give her very old school traditional booking where she wins the mid-card title first, right? Go after Chelsea Green or
Correct.
go after Lyra, then build your way. Because right now, the women on top, there's a lot of main event players. So
Yes.
it's very hard to stand out.
So, like, I was thinking about it the whole time, right? Like, the girls work their ass off, but it's a shame because going back to what we talked about, the story isn't really there. So that's why everyone was kind of just hawing. And I have to imagine also watching EC live, and you've been there, so you tell me, right? It's like you pay all this money to look at the screen because you can't see shit. The structure is in the way, no?
When I was watching the show, you literally can only see when right before they enter the ring. Then once
Yeah.
they enter, okay, bye bye.
Yeah, it's like you are looking at the cage.
You're watching like a big IMAX movie after that.
Correct, yeah. It's like little ants moving around in a big ass cage. The cage is blocking every damn thing, right?
But I do say the live experience, I think everything all adds up, right? Like you see just a portion of them wrestling, but you feel the atmosphere of the crowd. You feel people breaking out into chants. You know, the whole vibe is worth it.
Where was the vibe? Where was the atmosphere in Toronto? Because, like I said earlier, right, maybe it's the stadium. Maybe the sound is being sucked out. But they came alive in the men's Elimination Chamber match. So you can't blame it on the stadium structure anymore. Unless WWE finally turn up the volume on the crowd.
Yeah, I hope they explain what that is, because I'm pretty sure a lot of other YouTubers and reactors will probably have the same thing.
Right.
And don't forget, this is the same stadium. I don't know whether they renovated or updated it, that had the Superdome or the Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome.
Yeah?
Toronto Sky Dome. Sorry.
Sky Dome.
All the domes came out of my head. Sky Dome.
You pulled a Hulk Hogan and say the wrong dome.
Bro, my kaleidoscope of domes.
Boo this man. Boo. You say the wrong stadium. Boo.
It's all good. It's all good. Wait, so the Sky Dome had the loudest and one of the most, iconic reactions in the history of wrestling, right? Hogan and The Rock. So you cannot say like the building structure didn't allow the sound to come out.
Hold on, Sky Dome was open air dome also lah.
Yeah. No,
Is it open air stadium?
The Rogers Center is actually the Sky Dome updated.
Oh, they rename it lah. Rogers
They just-
is the
yeah.
telco. They sold the rights to the name lah. Okay, understand.
Yes. It's the same
Okay.
stadium exactly. So nothing changed. And I believe Sky Dome was actually a closed stadium. Closed dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
So-
think it has a retractable roof. Maybe the new version, this one has a retractable roof.
Yeah, and they definitely didn't open up. You see,
Yeah.
how you know whether they open it up is when they have fireworks above. They had the aerial shot, right?
yes,
Here don't have, It's closed.
Oh, okay lah. That means it was the crowd lah. They just for whatever reason not happening.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why. So I feel like maybe the Toronto crowd a bit, I don't know, like they spoiled. Maybe they watch too much. It's like the Saudi Arabia crowd, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I think I know what it just occurred to me. Do you? I think I know why.
Why?
The Toronto crowd, too much of them are smart fans, quote unquote smart fans. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and-
they don't really want to purposely play into what the WWE is giving them.
Correct. They are too smart for their own good already, and they are not fully enjoying it. You know?
Bizarro Land lah. That's what King used to call them. Remember?
Not even. I feel like even in that era, Bizarro Land, at least they were loud.
Yeah,
Even
they
though
were cheering
swapped.
for the heels and
Correct.
stuff like that. Yeah.
But they were
Yeah.
still loud, which gave vibe and atmosphere. This time around, it was like, stuff's happening. You know, like, and I was purposely looking at the crowd during the action. They were literally just standing there. Like the cardboard cutouts in 2K25.
Either they are annoyed at the ticket prices, they
Yeah.
don't like America, or they are like whatever, like just a cool day. in Toronto.
Apparently, they booed the national anthem, the US national anthem.
during the
and-
pre-show, yeah.
Yeah, Pat McAfee was so offended. Well, as you should, I suppose. You shouldn't be booing during any national anthem. But what is going? Since when are Canadians so disrespectful? What happened, Canada? What happened?
Have you not been watching the news, bro?
What?
This Trump is like anti-Canadian. Want to post all the text and all that nonsense.
But Trump it's not like Trump was singing the US anthem. You know what I mean or not? People and country different, government and people different.
I'm not, but this has been a trend. Apparently, they've been booing in NHL games when there's
Oh.
American teams going
Really?
to Canada. Yeah. So Canada and America is not on good terms, bro, right now.
What's going on, man? I thought Canadians supposed to be like the most polite. Ay.
Yeah, so the fact that they can piss off the polite fans, I don't know, something to say. The news was like Trump wanted to make Canada like the 52nd state or something.
51st state.
51st state,
And
yeah,
there was
yeah.
the whole tariffs thing, and then
Yeah.
well, we was kicked to the politics. What's going on, man? Okay,
Hey,
let's circle back to EC. Alexa, she had her moments, but once again, like to me, the standouts were Liv and Roxanne. Actually,
Yeah. I like Alexa, but Alexa needs to have a storyline. Like
Yeah.
I think she also feels more driven. She seems more interesting if there's a storyline. Right now, clearly they're spinning her wheels, right?
Yep.
And other than Naomi, after Naomi came out, Bianca, Liv, I guess, was kind of carrying the match. Even Bailey didn't factor much into the match.
Yep.
Yeah. So like again, it was a humdrum, average chamber match in general.
Yeah. The finishing sequence. So you have Bianca and Liv, last two, right? It felt a little bit like okay. Do you know? You know what I'm saying, right? When I say that, the finishing sequence started already. Like it's very obvious. Like this is the finish. Like there's almost like I don't know, the tell. Maybe we've watched enough wrestling to know the finishing sequence come already. But
Yeah,
when
maybe.
it happened. I was like, so like you said, like it was a very like, oh, okay, like by the numbers EC match to me.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't help that this started really early for us. So like it's like probably half of us are like groggy watching it. Like, okay,
And
you know.
and once again, like I said, like the big surprise happened right at the start, and everything else kind of felt like an emotional letdown. Should
Yeah,
they have?
agree.
I know Zayden brought this up. Should they have done the Jade thing at the end? I don't think so. I think the whole point was to eliminate Naomi first, law. So that makes
Yeah.
sense, right?
Yeah.
In the booking,
There is a precedence where they did crazy stuff at the start of the show.
Yeah.
Do you remember there was this one EC match where John Cena got eliminated right at the start of the match?
when was this? Yeah.
It was like No Way Out 2008, 2009. Oh, 2009. Because he got eliminated. And then after that, like right at the end, I think Edge came in. He took over Kofi Kingston's spot or something like that. And then he blocked himself. Basically, I think Edge lost his title in the first match. And then in the second match, he came in to like steal the title away. So like that was an interesting storyline because it's like, holy crap, they eliminated the first, like the top wrestler. What's gonna happen next, right? At that point, that was Super Cena. So it was a big deal. Yeah, so I'm assuming like they tried to play that card. It's just that there was no one else in the match that was compelling enough to keep the crowd.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bianca is the winner. I think she needed it, to be honest. And then now she moves on. We don't know if it's as a face or a heel. Maybe on SmackDown, it was me all along. You know, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
She goes up the rampway. Rhea Ripley comes out. That's the tease for the main event of WrestleMania. But Io Sky comes out, stick her face in between. So I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Rhea Bianca, okay, yeah." Have we seen that match at WrestleMania? No, right?
Not. That's actually a dream match.
Yes, it is.
Actually, if this was booked like a year ago, people would be like super salivating for it, right?
Yes.
It's just that Bianca has been de-pushed for a bit, because she wanted to go into they brought her to the tag team picture, right?
And Rhea has cooled down a little bit. She's still mommy and she's still hot, right? But you know, it's been a while since she exited that feud with Liv. So her heat kind of died down a little bit, but I'm sure she can pick it right back up. Now, the interesting thing is, would this be a better match as a triple threat with Io Sky involved? The main event of WrestleMania, that is.
I do not know. But I think what intrigues me more is where does Jade Cargill and Naomi stand in this picture? Like, are they gonna, screw up the title picture for Bianca? Are they gonna align with her? I mean, Naomi align with her as a heel.
Yeah.
A lot depends on that. It almost feels like Rhea is like the odd one out in this situation right now.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and are we completely looking past Io Sky winning the title on Monday?
Wow. I mean, on a random Raw, crazier things have happened, right? But why would you not have Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania then? Like, who would she fight in a singles match? Like, a bit sian, right?
Yeah. We do not know. But I think you gotta keep Rhea as one of the top,
of
matches.
course, yeah.
She's a star, right? She's a selling point for the women. And Tiffany and Charlotte has their thing going on already. So yeah, Bianca and Rhea, but with the right story, of course.
Actually, the more I think about it, the more I like Rhea, Bianca, Io. Because, and I still feel like Bianca should turn heel. Like, reveal that it was her pulling all the strings all along. So at least you have the mega face in Rhea, you have the outright heel Bianca, and then you have Io sort of in between. And let's not forget, Bianca as heel means Street Profits and Bianca can be a thing.
Yeah. Ooh. Good call, bro. Good call. And Io Sky could be in the Chris Benoit position.
Oh my god, as in the odd one out, you don't know, she might just pull it off, right?
Yeah, but everyone will be supportive of her, yeah.
Rishi brings up a good point. They're going to Perth in 2025. Rhea won't drop the title. Oh, Rhea as champion. Makes sense, right? But
how, Mr. Young, how?
How? Wow, hey.
I know you got your BTO.
BTO, yeah, bro. Every weekend burn. Going to renovation, ID firms, talking about this, looking at what we have to cut. This is our dream home, but okay, we can't have this false wall here because it's going to cost too much money. It's crazy, man.
Well, we got to do a podcast on that. I need to pick your brain
about Reno.
Choosing Reno, yeah.
Kick to the BTO, let's go. Okay, that's our new podcast coming out soon. But like you said, it was a very ho-hum EC, other than the Jade Cargill run-in.
Yeah. So, okay, the starting was like, okay, man. But that's always a good thing in my opinion because it can't go lower than that, hopefully, right? Like,
well,
that was my setup for you, bro.
I know. Great setup, bro. I love it. You just lob the ball at me. Nice pass, assist, right?
Yeah,
Look, I don't understand why they didn't contrast this by giving us Sammy versus KO here. You know, women's match, men's match. Women's match, well, no. They gave us Trish and Tiff versus Nia and Candice, and maybe they assumed that Trish would bring the crowd back up because hometown hero, not just home country, hometown, Toronto, okay?
Yes, correct. Were you surprised by the reaction or lack thereof?
Yes. But then again, after the first match, I was like, I think this crowd a bit sian. So I was like, I don't know what it is about Trish also. I feel like she doesn't really get huge hometown pops. Like, I feel like it's happened before.
Like people appreciate her elsewhere more?
Yeah. Like, you know, I feel like a sense of deja vu. When this happened, I was like, oh, okay, it happened again. But I can't really, like, I would have to go back to rewatch all the times Trish showed up in Toronto.
Yeah, when she was the host last year also, she didn't really factor into a lot of the show itself. And maybe it's just a point where she has kind of done everything that she can do even after retirement. Like she really matched her up against like the top stars in this generation. You know, we all know that her legacy has been secure. She has been a Hall of Famer over a decade already, bro. She's wild. If you think
That's
about
right.
it. And another crazy stat I just read was that she just turned 50, bro.
Yes. Irvin brings and puts this in perspective. Trish debuted 25 years ago. Tiffany is 25.
Holy, she really can be the mother lah,
Yeah. Mother and daughter team lah, these two.
How wild is... Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe you're closer to age with Trish, right? Like,
Thanks.
No. So, do you... Like, is it hard for you to fathom that she's at that age? Like, I always remember her as just a forever hot diva. I don't know.
It's a part of growing old, bro. One day, all you young'uns in chat, one day you will feel the same way. You'll be like, oh my god, Seth Rollins is 50. Or by that time, we will be like, bro.
No lah. Okay, I have a good like 10 years younger than Seth right now. So like, still okay lah.
Okay, let's move on from the ageism and talk about this match. Man, I hate bringing this up again, but it really felt like, watching this, right, it felt like Trish and Tiff versus Nia and random created character in 2K24.
Nia is trying her best to like bring
No,
up Candice lah. She was like, my candy, you know.
Nia Jax was like the best thing, like as far as the heels were concerned, right? Candice just feels like if there's such a thing as negative aura, Candice LeRae is that.
Bro, indie hardware should have been in this spot, bro. In my opinion. In my personal opinion.
Okay, so this might be a hot take, but it feels like Trish didn't belong in this match. It was
she was a step back. She fell a few steps behind. Yeah.
Like you can tell that her moveset, her style of wrestling was from a generation, 2 generations ago, and the women have evolved like well beyond that, right?
Which is great, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It felt like Nia was wrestling a broom. As in, Nia was carrying Trish. You know what I mean? It felt like every move, every offensive move that Trish had on Nia, it felt like Nia was really just doing it for Trish.
Do you see comparisons between like this match and like Triple H and Hulk Hogan, like from 22 years ago? Like when Hulk Hogan stepped in the ring, the Attitude Era guys, right? You can tell it's like a different style of wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
But you got to sell for the older person lah, because they can't go on your level.
Correct.
So you have to bring yourself down to their level, right? In a way.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is obviously designed, and we talked about it last week. This is designed to make Tiffany Stratton full on face. Like everything she did, you know, was cookie cutter baby face.
Which goes against her character. That's the problem.
See, I feel like this. She was getting cheered. So they have a problem with Tiffany Stratton, I feel, right? She's that problem of she's a really cool heel to a point where people start to cheer her. And now they try to bring her around and make her face, but they make her a boring, hype the crowd type baby face. I feel like it doesn't work for Tiff, and I'm starting to get bored of Tiff.
They can't do that for everywhere, right? Just because they turn babyface doesn't mean they lose the thing that made them popular in the first place. I think they should evolve and become likable and still play into their heelish tendencies, you know?
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like Charlotte needs to take the title off Tiff at this point.
That's a hot take.
I know a lot of people are going to be annoyed by that, but that's the point. So that when Tiff wins it back, at least, you know, she gets that rub.
Yeah. Speaking of Charlotte, where does Charlotte play into this? Because, like, you know, she didn't do much. She didn't even
Exactly.
appear, right?
Yeah, I thought Charlotte would at least come out and get in her face. Then at least we get the. Well, then again, my whole pitch last podcast was to have Charlotte show up, get in Tiffany Stratton's face. Tiffany obviously will have the cheer from the crowd because she helped Trish win, right? And then Charlotte will get the boos, setting up an epic face versus heel. But the crowd was so rabat and boring that, maybe that's why no need to do that also can. Maybe
Just save it for another show.
maybe Charlotte was actually backstage waiting. Then they're like, hey, this crowd cannot make it, forget it. Let's do it on Raw instead.
What a waste. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like maybe having Charlotte appear would have been interesting. But then I didn't hate it because it would have taken away from other surprise returns, you know what I mean?
True. Well, I mean, technically, Charlotte wasn't a surprise return. Right? She's been there for a while already,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I guess not every match need to have a post-match shenanigans lah.
Right. Talking about returns, and that's the other thing, right? I'm very afraid WWE, for their PLEs especially, right? They're going down the path of the MCU. Reliance and over-reliance on nostalgia and pop moments. But I will say they are still doing a good job of weaving storylines to support that. So right now they're okay. I'm just afraid that in 5 years' time they might run out of people to bring back.
Yeah, they can't keep bringing The Rock every single year.
Oh God, yeah.
We do not want that as well. No, I agree with you. But again, I'm very confident in the roster and the way they're building the rosters these days.
Yes, agree.
Even the younger roster members have some sort of heat or some sort of popularity within them. That will serve them well down the road when they eventually became the stars. I mean, Braun Breaker, bro. I can't wait for him to break out. Jacob Fatu is almost there already. So
yeah. Okay, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens once again. Another match I thought the home country crowd would pop for. I enjoy the presentation by and large. It's a non-sanctioned match. Technically lights out, so they had the lights out for the most of the crowd. The referee, he wear a black t-shirt instead of the regular ref outfit. So I guess that was cool.
Yeah, I also like the vignette that they played, the story that they played.
It's very good.
Man, they had everything to make this a classic, right? But I think the lack of heat from the crowd destroyed what would have been a 5-star match. Because to me, the in-ring action, everything that happened in the ring was great, right? But it's maybe they just had too many matches in Toronto growing up that everyone I see this before. I see it in the bingo hall, 20 years ago.
No, but isn't that what we talked about last week? The evolution. It's like The Rock versus Triple H when they were fighting for the IC title, and The Rock versus Triple H when they were fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. Both I would want to watch. Both were still valid for the time period they were in. You know what I mean?
Which brings into question your point. Is there a rivalry between state lines like Montreal and Toronto? Because technically they are Montreal-born stars.
Yeah.
So
Quebec
is it
and Montreal.
Is it a Liverpool-born wrestler having a main event in Manchester and you're I don't give a F about this?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe?
Yeah. Maybe it's like having Chelsea versus Liverpool, but at Old Trafford.
Yeah. So maybe we are overgeneralizing. Everyone who's from Canada will be supported by Canadians.
Yeah. I was hoping this match would be an absolute banger, and I don't know. Maybe I think some people will say that they didn't let them go all out. Because if you notice, they kept it within, for the most part, except for one wrestling cliche, they kept it within the confines of logic. As in, they fought in the ring first, and then they fought into the crowd, used stuff that you would find in an arena, even though it's the cleanest fucking dustbin. I just pulled the Cody Rhodes. It's the cleanest dustbin ever. It's the perfect dustbin with some random, clean paper inside. You know what I mean? It's the small touches to me that make presentation more real, quote unquote.
Yeah.
When they I would have rather they use an actual dustbin with actual trash.
Yeah, I also feel maybe I have seen the original, Ring of Honor matches between, Jericho and Steen. And bro, that one they really don't care. That one is AEW match times 20, bro.
And is that also an issue? We've watched AEW, we've seen their lights out match, and this is the tamest, most polished, unsanctioned match ever then.
Yeah, because they can't do the crazy stuff that they can't pull off syringes and syringe people,
Nor should they. We are absolutely not saying that they should. But
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'll give you another example. I feel like Triple H versus Batista at WrestleMania had more like moments,
Yeah,
even though they didn't sort of go overboard with it.
yeah.
You know, they were
Like,
using regular things you would find at the ring, like the pliers, the toolbox, that kind of thing.
now Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton when he had that
Yeah.
screwdriver on the ear.
Oh yeah, and then it was like twist here, twist there.
I think what this match was missing was like that iconic, memorable moment.
Yes.
They it was brutal and stuff like that, but there wasn't anything that you would think back like, oh, I remember that match from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn that was,
Well, okay, so it felt like a match of three thirds. Three thirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So the first third of the match was the brawl, easily the most boring part, to be honest. I hated that part. I was actually taken out of it already, right? The second part of it was when Sammy went through like the table stack off the top
Yeah.
rope. And then they started going on about the neck, like he might paralyze him, blah, blah, that kind of thing, right? And then, okay, you have the ref bumps. So KO now has a gripe, something to bitch about. You always need to give KO something to bitch about, then he has content. You know what I mean? Because
Sorry,
he hit...
I just wanted to step in because I just saw Fast posted on Discord. If you guys are not on our Discord, please join us on our Discord. Fast said that John Cena just appeared on the press conference, had a mic drop moment and just left.
Oh,
So,
what did he do? Did he say something or he just literally mic drop?
I think he just mic drop. I mean, of course, those who are watching or like watching us and watching the press conference, let us know on the chat. But that's gonna be something interesting to follow along. Bro, that tease from Royal Rumble press conference really now makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
right?
best for business, huh?
Yeah, maybe he's really gone down that route, that corporate
That
Cena.
that is really like the dark side line. Whenever anyone says best for business, you know that they are,
It's
they got
gonna
some heel
happen.
shit going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
back to
back
Sammy
to
and
Sammy
KO.
versus KO. You can tell which is the more exciting thing to talk about.
Yeah. No, I just feel so bad because like this reminds me of AJ Styles and Randy Orton, AJ Styles and Nakamura.
Yep.
Like, there's this like they already built it up to be like a dream match, and it is technically a dream match in certain aspects. It's just that this time it wasn't the match didn't deliver. I think the crowd atmosphere
Yep.
didn't deliver, didn't facilitate it leveling up to a great match, right?
Did you like the barbed wire chair? So I talked about just now wrestling tropes, right? The barbed wire chair 100% is a wrestling trope. To me, it takes me out of the match because it's like, why would it even be there? Unless on Raw, you suddenly have a thing where it was Karrion Kross who put it there. Karrion Kross is the instigator, right? That's his whole
Yeah.
gimmick. Maybe he put it there. I hope they address it because beyond that, it doesn't make sense for it to be even there.
I mean, I don't hate the barbed wire. Contrary to a lot of people, I actually like the thumbtack sport. I don't hate the barbed wire stuff. But it needs to have a story built up. For example, like
Yeah.
Mick Foley using Barbie, it made a lot of sense, right? Because he built up that this was his
Yeah.
deranged Cactus Jack character that does it.
Yep.
But in no way in the lead up to this storyline was there any mention that he's gonna bring out a barbed wire. You know what would have been very interesting?
What?
If Sami Zayn's family was there.
Oh, then you
Because-
could have played with the emotions a little bit more.
Yeah,
yes.
because the whole build up was him stalking the house, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine him doing something to threaten? I mean, I'm not, for violence and stuff, but like threaten her like at the side or like at the ring side.
Yeah.
And then that really turns up Sammy to the next level, and he goes crazy and ballistic. Like,
Correct.
I think that would have added another layer to that match for sure.
I think the barbed wire chair distracted from the match. I actually didn't like that spot at all. I would have rather him try to, he did the whole put the chair around the neck. I think that is more devastating than the barbed wire. And again, it's the most polished, nicely wrapped looking barbed wire chair I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, if you want to be hardcore, you gotta make it gritty and dirty. So
Dirty, yeah.
that's one thing John Moxley does well, I would say lah. Better.
That one completely on the other end. That one, whatever. Let's not start on that. Okay, I wrote down this note that I don't know if you felt this way. The commentary team was all over Kevin Owens, talking about how violent and vicious and brutal and what a piece of crap he was.
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like it didn't match up with what was being shown. It felt like the match wasn't as violent as how the commentators were making it out to be.
Yeah. And is it the context of WWE? They can't really push the envelope here. If that's the case, I'd rather him being a psychologically sadistic guy than just a violent guy.
No, yeah, exactly. To that point, I would have rather them tell an emotional story and like literally have Sammy all like compromise in front of his family, the chair in the neck, tell that sort of emotion instead of the barbed wire chair. That to
Yep.
me was a complete distraction and a waste of a good match.
You were right when you said like the two matches in the middle kind of brought the energy down.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy wasn't that good to begin with. Maybe if things were hot throughout the day, maybe it would have been good. But I could say that Kevin and Sami Zayn was a letdown, and I don't think it's their fault. I think
Nope.
they were working within their restrictions,
Yep.
and I think they themselves would have been disappointed with their performance or with the match outcome.
So, okay, right? It's the extracurricular activity, the storyline that made this moment happen, which is the return of I hear voices in my... The return of Randy Orton.
Can I say I literally woke up for that part? Because I think I was drifting in and out of consciousness during the Kevin and Sami part.
Again, another wrestling trope that makes me roll my eyes. And to me, this is like Jeff Hardy dancing on the stage while his brother is getting destroyed, right? This whole time, during this unsanctioned match, anything goes. Kevin Owens is brutalizing Sami Zayn, putting things on his neck, going to break his neck, all this. Randy is like, nah, I ain't coming up. Nah, it's fine.
Toilet break first.
Yeah, whatever, don't care. Only at the end when he's threatening to pile drive this fella on the concrete, then he come out. I'm like, okay, am I being overly critical about that? Like sometimes you have to just accept it for generating the moment, because I get it.
Yeah.
You have to do it then to generate the moment. If not, it's
The biggest moment, right?
Yeah, but it's also a bit like, why didn't you come out earlier?
Yeah, I think this is kind of thing you have to kind of like roll your eyes and like, okay lah, fine.
Close one eye, like okay lah, let it go.
Suspend the disbelief a bit more.
Like, okay, if this were a regular match, I would understand if Randy didn't come out, because okay lah, I don't want to interrupt their match, right? Don't want to cause DQ, whatever bullshit. But no, this is literally an unsanctioned match where Kevin Owens was doing stuff to Sami that was like gonna end his career already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's questionable lah. Like I would say the timing of it, but then again, it wouldn't make for a great moment because Randy appeared right at the beginning, like, oh, this is no DQ, fine, I'm gonna be here the whole time. Like, it takes away from that moment they're trying to create. My only thing is like, somebody brought up a great point. Like, it's Sami taking time off so that he can spend Ramadan at home. I think that's interesting. Maybe. But the thing about this feud that KO and Sami culminating in actually a WrestleMania match between Randy and Kevin Owens, I don't hate it, because to be really honest, the Randy and Kevin has also been building up for a while, because they this time last year at Elimination Chamber, Div, you were there, you remember, Randy and Kevin was positioned as best friends, going after Logan Paul, remember that? And at WrestleMania last year, it was that triple threat match. Randy and KO, they were teaming up together, even though it was a triple threat against Logan Paul. So there's this long overarching story. It has been building up. That's what I'm trying to say. So it would mean a lot for it to culminate at WrestleMania. I would argue Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, that retread, that was the random thing that happened. Like, why are they fighting again?
Correct. It was to set up Randy's return, honestly. So that kind of leaves Sami Zayn out in the wild as it relates to WrestleMania. He kind of doesn't have a dance partner anymore, because obviously Randy and KO are going to be doing the dance at WrestleMania, right? So poor Sami Zayn, unless he gets something with Karrion Kross.
That, or maybe he can return to help Randy. We shall see.
Yeah.
My favorite moment, and I think some of them brought up on the chat as well, was when Randy teased bringing back the punt kick. That was some classic 09 Randy right there.
Yeah, I mean, you have them making the pile driver a legit thing, right? And then the punt kick. So yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, and I think that's a great mid-card match at WrestleMania. It's crazy to think you have somebody like Randy Orton becoming the mid-carder, which it's nothing against him. He's still a main event in a lot of people's eyes. It's just that serving the story, padding out the card, making it like a big stack card. Got to have a Randy Kevin Owens at this level.
Right. Actually, it's very interesting to sort of think about it, right? Now with Randy back and he's a face, considering Cena and what he's done, like we know they have a history as well. So many like scintillating things that could happen.
Yeah, and I know we're jumping a bit ahead, but CM Punk now can finally fight John Cena, and like he is the babyface and heel dynamic. That is super cool.
Well, let's talk about it then. Let's head into the main event, right? And the big one, and the only one that the crowd woke up for, to be honest.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's a 4-match card, to be honest. It's just that you have to pick the right 4-match. That being said, right, bro, I honestly think that this pay-per-view was actually better than Royal Rumble, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I just felt like the Royal Rumble had a lot of issues, and that also includes the winner. Like it wasn't a satisfying finish. But here, everything that led up from now that we're talking about the men's match all the way to the end, to me, like, okay,
Is
he's
it
got me.
because this one had the satisfying acting finish? Like really, this one is really about story. I couldn't tell you about the matches at all. Honestly, the matches took a backseat to the storytelling in this
Yeah.
PLE.
But do you consider yourself someone who appreciates watching like wrestling matches more than a story?
Both lah. Yeah, I get where you're going with that. Obviously, I do look at both. Maybe storytelling 60-70% to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like, okay, for example, right, like when we were in the Attitude Era, right, you have one time Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle.
correct.
And I can like sit and watch that match, like if no context, just
Yeah.
them wrestling, or like, wow, I'm like drawn in, right?
Correct.
But I can't watch that match like 4 or 5 times in a row in one event.
Yeah,
That will
yeah.
just take me out, right?
But you see, here's the thing. Instead of getting something like that, we got Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Steve and Trish. And that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we would have relied on KO and Sammy to be that work rate match. But that fell flat as well.
Yeah. So it was a miss in that manner. But I just feel like things that happen on this show is so monumental.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we literally saw a John Cena heel turn, right? Which he has been
Yes.
teasing for. An entire generation of fans were crying out for a heel turn, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that moment is gonna like last infinitum, right?
So
that-
you're saying that in terms of a moment, they delivered lah.
Yeah, no
in
one's
the men's
remembering
EC.
Jay versus Gunther right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So essentially, this is a one match, one segment card lah. Is what you're saying, or maybe 2 segment card. The
Yeah.
Jade. Okay, you know what this is? This is the perfect PLE for the for the TikTok era. You have the Jade thing, you have the Randy thing, you have the Cena turn. You don't need to watch the rest of the card.
And this also is the perfect type of PLE to put in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Because I felt like it's such a you gotta see what's happened next. It's like the sequel, but it's not a trilogy yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. So I like when WWE books a Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania sequence very, very well. My issue with last year's Elimination Chamber, even though, yes, amazing, I went there, great life experience, nothing there that happened that was of note. You know, and I'm thinking back, right, comparing like last year, everyone was hoping that The Rock will somehow show up at freaking Perth, but of course now we think about it, he will never do that lah. But
Yeah.
nothing that happened there was of note other than they have the official winners, people who are going to go to WrestleMania, the winners of the EC. But here, like, it felt so like you needed to watch EC. You need to know what's happening, right? So yeah.
There you go. So here we go. Logan Paul. Did Logan Paul get the biggest boo of the night, other than the segment stuff with Rock and Cena? I feel like he did because he brought out the American flag. He's very smart.
Yeah, he's smart. That's one thing, but he also, at least people are still sore about SmackDown where he trolled everyone with that Cena return pop.
Yeah.
So man, I love Logan Paul, bro. Like he's what WWE needs in the next generation of star.
He is literally a real life heel. Like people hate him already. He got built-in hate. Remember, that's why when he first came in as a face, we were all like,
Nah.
But then he won us over with his athleticism, right?
Yeah, now we have permission to boo him.
Yes.
And he enjoys it and he gets respected. People do give him props for his abilities as well.
Exactly. Did Damian Priest get lost in the shuffle? Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, unfortunately, get lost in the shuffle here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Drew and Seth started, and they start every match the same. It's their thing where they try to spam finishes.
Yeah,
right off the bat, but they missed
had it in WrestleMania as well, right? Last
exactly,
year?
Yeah. But okay lah, in WrestleMania they actually hit their finishes. Here they all miss their finishes.
The match itself, I wasn't surprised by the order. Like I felt like you needed Drew and Seth to set the tone. They're great work rate guys. But I always had this nagging feeling that whatever happened in WrestleMania this year, Drew is gonna get the short end on the stick.
Yeah, I think unfortunately he already had his moment. It was unfortunate because it was during the COVID, the pandemic era, right?
Yeah.
Rishi says, okay, Logan Paul, some people say got go away heat. I disagree. I believe that Logan Paul can get people to pay money or to come see him get his ass kicked. Like that Floyd
Yes.
Mayweather vibe. You know who has go
Yeah.
away heat? Ricochet has go away heat. Oh God, don't start with that shit. Chris Jericho has go away heat at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to pay money to go and watch that match. I would pay money to see Logan Paul get his ass kicked.
Logan Paul has been getting like Dom Mysterio boost recently, right?
Yep.
And I agree with you. Like people will stop and watch what Logan Paul is doing.
Yep.
Even though he doesn't like people don't like that guy. Yeah, I hate this guy, but I want to see who kicks his ass or who he
Yeah.
talks to, right?
Yeah.
So I disagree with you, Rishi. I feel like he's actually a really great asset to WWE right now.
Thank you, Zayden. Zayden says, oh no.
Aha!
Oh God, don't get me started. Oh my God.
Okay.
I see the clips and I'm like, oh God. Talk about negative aura. Anyway, oh no. Again, I feel like these guys, they went out there, they put in the effort, right? But I don't remember a damn thing from the match.
I remember the finishes.
Yeah, except for the finishes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I really don't like EC matches.
Yeah, Logan Paul tried to recreate his thing that he did last year with the writing on the marker and all that.
Yeah.
Which was okay. I thought business picked up when like you finally had like John Cena enter the ring.
Yep.
That's when I started paying attention.
Drew getting eliminated first.
Yes, of course, that also happened as well. What do you think about that? Like clearly they're setting up Priest and Drew, right?
Yeah, well, okay, first of all, they're giving Drew an excuse to bitch and piss and moan again, which is great for business, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, they are setting up Drew versus Priest at WrestleMania. Okay, I mean,
But why?
because
Okay,
they've got no other dance partner, lor.
I know I know on SmackDown they alluded to the fact that actually Drew lost his title to Damian Priest, because Damian Priest cashed in that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But they never followed up on that. They only had that one match, I think, in one of the PLEs right after WrestleMania. And then, Drew went ahead with CM Punk.
That was at Clash Scotland, right? The one where Priest got his legs tangled up in the ropes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that was that one-off match, right? I don't know how they can revisit it and have enough heat, because the problem is Drew will be carrying the heat in this match because everyone likes Drew.
I was about to say, Drew, we trust and know that he can bring the toxicness, which is his whole gimmick now, apparently, right?
Yeah.
But Priest, okay, I'm interested, and I know Div is watching, so I must phrase my words correctly. Priest is at that, I feel like a lot of the superstars go through this phase, right? He's at that phase where, he got the title already. He might become the next Dolph Ziggler. I hate that he's the example that I always use, but I feel like he might be.
No, honestly, this is a crossroads moment for him.
Crossroads.
Yeah, literally, right? Like if he makes the wrong decision, he will end up becoming like a mid-card jobber, great utility man. But if they play the cards right, he can be Scott Hall, he can be Kevin Nash, he can even be Undertaker, bisexually, of course, but still Undertaker.
Bisexually.
The only way they can have that right is, I remember my favorite match that he ever had, right, was actually his SummerSlam match with Gunther.
Yeah.
I thought something about his character at that point. He was like this fearless guy. Like, even though I'm going to go down swinging. I'm going to match up to Gunther. Like, Gunther was afraid of this street king, right?
It's Gunther, bro. Let's be honest. It's Gunther. He brought it out of him in the match. Gunther is that good.
Correct. But the persona that I think it was created on Damien, like this guy who, he came from the streets. He can be the Vin Diesel of WWE, bro.
Oh, no.
Welcome
oh my God.
Brazil.
A lot of Vin Diesel references later, bro.
Yeah, I know. but I think he does have charisma. I mean, it's undeniable. He does have that aura. But they gotta showcase that to him. Like even Batista started off as this like silent guy that people thought had no personality and charisma, but then somehow he just became cool, right?
Yeah,
and Priest is really cool, so he just needs to be main event cool.
Okay. John Cena, CM Punk in the ring sharing moments. Let's talk about that. I mean, the whole "I miss you" thing. It's a nice touch, right?
Yeah, it was sweet. I like the whole of. Bro, they had a lot of cool Easter egg moments that I really appreciated. They did the heart attack They did the Hard Foundation finisher together.
Yes.
They did the double AA because technically AA and GTS have the same setup, right? Fireman
Correct.
carry over the
Yep.
shoulder.
Mm.
So they did that double team. Like I think they were like laughing about it, like behind backstage, probably like, oh my god, let's do a bunch of like nostalgia stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I love that.
So we got CM Punk eliminating Logan Paul.
Hmm.
Does this set up Logan Paul versus CM Punk at WrestleMania?
No.
Or the other, thing that everyone's speculating, CM Punk inserting himself into the main event via Paul Heyman favor. I don't know if Paul Heyman has that much stroke, but this is one of those threads that's still hanging there, not pulled on, not wrapped up.
A lot of it depends on Roman Reigns. We do not know where is Roman Reigns involved in this year's storylines because you see, if Roman Reigns come in, then Seth and Punk can have that Roman Reigns thing. Then Logan Paul probably, I don't know what direction he's gonna go to, to be honest. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care what Logan Paul does, to be honest.
Because to be honest, I think people are a bit tired of Seth versus CM already. And CM, Seth literally cost CM Punk because he stomped him as he was getting, ushered out of the cage.
Yep. That's the thing, right? CM Punk and Seth Rollins technically only had one match on Netflix.
Correct.
And they were always talking about like Seth and CM Punk needs to be a WrestleMania match.
Yep.
So they played it smart. They had the match, the blow off match. They had the first match, and then they gave some time away from each other. And then if they were to revisit this match, now it becomes hot again, just in time for WrestleMania. So I don't hate that potential CM Punk versus Seth. But my question is like, is CM Punk gonna take John Cena turning heel lying down? Come on.
Exactly, right? Like, there were so many allusions to it as well. CM Punk talking to Cody backstage, which is great, like, interconnectivity in terms of... Oh my god, The Rock is still doing the press conference. I just realized.
What?
Like, how long have we been doing the podcast? I feel like I saw him just now, and then like 20 minutes, he's still there.
Bro, we are 1.5 hours in, I'm pretty sure.
110, bro.
Okay, can. But yeah. I mean, we definitely will check out what the post press conference all about. But yeah, going back to CM Punk and John Cena, I just feel like CM Punk at his current, like level of popularity, him dropping down the card to have like a Seth Rollins match would not stick. I think people want him in the main event.
Yeah.
People want him to get that main event spot, bro.
That's true. What? WrestleMania 42. So we obviously have Roman Reigns, and I don't think they would skip him for WrestleMania, right? And
no, they won't.
The most natural feud is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. But then you have CM Punk in the mix. CM Punk obviously will want his pound of flesh against Seth Rollins. So then now we have I guess triple threat is really the only way.
Okay, so CM Punk is that agent of chaos, right?
Yeah.
We have two, I would say more or less, I think would be confirmed matches. Cody and Cena, Seth and Roman. I think Seth and Roman will happen.
Yeah.
But where you place CM Punk, he is like that unknown factor. He can either link up and do a triple threat with Seth and Roman, or he can get involved with WrestleMania's main event and do a triple threat there. Calling in his favor.
Again, is Paul Heyman that powerful? We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, we shall see.
Apparently, the Paul Heyman, sekali it becomes a thing. Every year got Money in the Bank, got Royal Rumble winner, got Elimination Chamber winner, and Paul Heyman favor.
Paul Heyman favor.
On the pole match.
The soul match. Okay, so here's the funny thing, right? I know we're going to talk about Cody in a bit, but like, do you feel, and this goes back to my initial question when we started out the podcast, do you feel this was the plan all along? Cena winning Elimination Chamber, turning heel.
I kind of thought this would happen, and I alluded to it on the Discord, right? I thought it would happen at WrestleMania. I thought Cena would turn and accept Rock's hand at WrestleMania, giving us WrestleMania 17 all over again.
Yes, you talk about it. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. But I guess, now it makes the lead up to WrestleMania all the more exciting. And it could also be pointing to, it could be giving away the finish, because I feel like then Cody is going to win to give us a feel-good moment at WrestleMania, and then Cena takes a break.
Again, another break lah.
Because he's not a full-timer, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so again, I do not know, because CM Punk is just this unknown factor. Because the thing about CM Punk is clearly he has creative control on his character, right? He will think about it from his character's point of view. Like, okay, I want to serve the story, but like, what would a CM Punk do in this situation? He's thinking like that, So I don't think he's just gonna sit quietly by and let Cena be heel with Cody.
Correct.
I'm leaning towards a CM Punk triple threat, I think, at WrestleMania, just for that main event spot.
But then, like Seth, what about Seth?
Seth can have
Unless,
Roman lah.
huh?
Seth
Seth can
can have
Roman,
Roman.
but then Seth literally stomped CM Punk onto the steel.
I
You know-
know. Okay, I got it. I got it, bro.
What, day one, day
Okay.
two shit?
Oh, we all keep saying that Paul Heyman's favor to CM Punk is to go to the WrestleMania main event, right?
Yeah.
But what if, right, guys? Hear me out. What if Paul Heyman's or CM Punk's favor that he's asking of Paul Heyman is that I got involved in your family business for you. Now I want you to take care of my business.
You
with
send
Seth
Roman
Rollins.
against Seth?
Yes. Think about it.
Okay. Well,
And-
but that doesn't answer how does CM Punk get inserted into the main event? Into
No.
Rock, Cena.
Because Paul Heyman plays both sides, right? Paul
Right.
Heyman is technically the wise man for the entire bloodline,
Mm.
and that involves The Rock, right?
And
So maybe he can kind of tell The Rock, hey, put CM Punk inside the main event. There's double a chance that Cody will not go out with the title.
that's 2 favors.
Double the favor. No, but if you think about it, I just feel like CM Punk can string The Rock along and say like, hey, I can be your guy. You know, he can like F with him a bit. You know, like tease that the fact he's an anti-hero but actually side with Cody. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, Cody. Okay, CM Punk is that X factor, bro. He is the real unpredictable factor, not The Rock.
Right.
Here.
Okay. Let's talk about the main event, I guess, right?
Okay,
So,
yeah, let's talk about it.
CM Punk had his full-on kick-out finisher armor on. Like, he was kicking off every goddamn thing, which was insane.
Yeah, he brought his Super Cena back for one night, bro.
Yes, yeah. And then, okay, so the stomp on CM Punk on the steel is what led to the STF, right?
Yes, correct.
And CM Punk passes out.
Passes out. Okay.
Well, yeah, he looked like he was like smiling when he went out. It's fine. Whatever, it's finished. CM Punk goes to WrestleMania. I mean, Cena goes to WrestleMania,
yeah,
right?
WrestleMania. Yeah.
And so the good thing is they started the whole thing right off. So then you had Cody coming out, which
yeah, I like that.
in hindsight was a bit of a tell already. Like, why would Cena still be in the ring? Remember we were joking about, hey, why is Cena in the ring like very extra like that? Now we know.
I like the fact that they didn't separate both segments, like the Cody choosing segue right after the ending, so it felt like a post-credit scene almost, you know.
But it had to, because Cena needed to be in the ring for it to happen the way it happened, right?
Yeah. You know who didn't need to be in the ring?
Oh God. Fiend. Hey, you do the song, okay? Don't come out with the wrong and do stupid shit and then burn sage in the ring, cleansing the ring. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Very extra. You know what? It actually really fits the whole Rock character. We are talking shit about it because it pissed us off, and that's the whole point.
He got to have some like just hanger on celebrity there just for the vibe. You know the Dennis Rodman situation.
Yeah.
Just get one Dennis Rodman there. But here's the thing, right? This is the guy that is the baby daddy of Rihanna. I mean, I don't see anything in him, bro. Like, why this guy?
I mean, and didn't he recently come out with Jay yeeting his ass off while
he's the one
smoking a blunt?
Yeah, he's the one that smoked blunt. He's the one that was supposedly in prison, or he was actually he was convicted, but then he was found not guilty of killing someone or something, or shooting someone.
Really?
Yeah. He shot somebody. I can't remember, but then he got off.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's a whole story, bro. You gotta read out about it, man. And it was wild because he had Rihanna heavily pregnant Rihanna in the court stands, crying,
Kylie
celebrating.
Jenner lah. Edison said Kylie Jenner.
Huh? Kylie Jenner.
Is it Kylie Jenner or not Rihanna?
No, Travis Scott is with Rihanna lah.
Oh, Rihanna is A$AP Rocky.
Oh, sorry. So I confused.
Hey, you call yourself a rap fan, bro?
They all look the same. But anyway, no, they have the same style, like the picture. So wait, A$AP Rocky is with Rihanna. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this guy is with Kylie Jenner. You're right.
I don't pay attention to the rap scene anymore. I got no
Yeah, I
time.
don't.
So I absolve myself of this conversation altogether. What are we?
Rihanna, you see, everyone make fun of me already. Edison, Kylie Jenner lah. Okay, anyway. But yeah, a blunt smoker had to be part of the entourage. I think The Rock wanted to create the entourage vibe lah, bro.
Actually,
That's what Hulk Hogan did, what?
Yeah, it fits lah. Actually, talking about Hulk Hogan, right? They could really go for the nuclear heat by adding Hulk Hogan to this group.
Nah,
the Hollywood.
he does not want to be cancelled lah, bro. The Rock wants everyone to love him. Remember, don't forget. That is his kryptonite. His kryptonite, he needs to be loved.
By the way, he's still talking at the press con. How long he gonna talk?
Yeah, see, Zayden understands me. Farhan fasting. Anytime I cock up, right, it's just like Farhan is fasting.
Okay. Can. No worries. But yeah, I think you hit on it, right, with The Rock. Like, he does all this stuff, and then he goes on, like, it's like F kayfabe. I still want people to love me. And he talks about how he loves this character, and this character is doing things it's never done before. Like, it's very full of himself. So I don't know if he's actually being very ultra meta by portraying this person who's so full of himself, or if he's actually so full of himself, like, i.e. Chris Jericho.
I don't know. According to Fias, The Rock is actually praising John Cena right now. Okay, I can't wait to watch the press conference. We have probably have a lot of things that we can pull out from there. But can we quickly talk about that reaction that Cena gave to The Rock and the fact that The Rock did this?
Oh, right.
So okay, now everyone was shitting on The Rock for that random appearance at the end of Bad Blood last year, right?
Yes.
But he did the exact same motion.
So that was the tie-in lah. So okay, what if Cody actually said, yes, I want to sell my soul to you? Then they all hug and hey, we are actually friends.
Then all three of them the new NWO lah.
The Hollywood Hollywood World Order.
Who is gonna stop Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and CM Punk together? Actually, that's quite and
Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and
yeah, that's why I say the way they're positioning is like Roman Reigns will be the hero. Like he will be like the Captain America teaming up together with. No, sorry, I guess he's Iron Man. I don't know. Yeah.
But anyway, I get where you're coming from though. Yeah.
You know what coming. Basically, right? What they're trying to do is they're making the old generation the bad guys.
Yes. The Hollywood, they sold their soul lah. They sold their soul to Hollywood lah. That's the whole freaking point, right?
Correct. Which is great because for the future of the business, you got to put over the new generation. And I think maybe this is The Rock and John Cena's way of like, you know what, we're going to completely make sure that the new generation is taken care of. They have the real popularity going forward. They don't need us. Let's push them over the edge, you know?
I was thinking about it, and I thought in my heart of hearts that Cody was already a made man. I feel like he didn't need to have this Cena rub. But hey, you know what? Push him to even higher heights. That's great, right? That's why I initially was like, okay, give it to Logan Paul because he is the up-and-comer. Yes, Logan already has his fans or his hate and heat, right? But he needs that next level push. But I guess they don't think so lah.
Yeah, maybe. I just think that Cody, while he is made, but he's not mainstream made. If you think about it, now they can go to all the talk shows. The Rock and Cena can be together.
Oh wow, yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah, everyone will want them. Yeah.
And another crazy thing, I just realized The Rock and John Cena has never appeared in a movie together.
What are you talking about?
What? Yeah,
family? Wait.
No, The Rock and John Cena has not. Okay, the F9 they have not been in the same scene together.
You're right. They are in the same franchise, but they're not in the same movie.
Correct. So this can be the early tease for F10, I guess, where they are all finally all in the same scene. But the point is,
oh god,
imagine John Cena, The Rock going on all the Jimmy Fallon and all that, but all talking shit about Cody Rhodes. Now, all these mainstream fans have no idea about wrestling. Like, oh, who's this Cody Rhodes? Who is this thing that going up against The Rock and John Cena? This is the perfect thing to do for them.
Bro, Cody showing up in Fast and Furious. I don't know where they are already lah. The last one kinda delay like mad, right?
No, it's coming out next year, I believe.
They gave us a cliffhanger how many years ago? It's been way too long. Remember?
When that movie came out, 2023?
End of pandemic, right?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, 2023.
It was a cliffhanger ending, if you remember correctly. They made us wait 2 years because of, I don't know, production issues, whatever, Vin Diesel issues lah.
Okay. But you know what? If this was the tease to the final Fast, Vin Diesel should drive Cody Rhodes to the ring, bro.
Bro, WrestleMania, Vin Diesel is going to be there. Tyrese going to be there. Ludacris going to be the whole cast of Fast and Furious come out in their cars, yeah. Hey, that's exactly how they're going to do their intro. All of them Fast and Furious tie in.
Shit.
Bro, if you think about it, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, see, I just used my F word. Okay, sorry. Yeah. No, but you know what? I don't hate it. Cody Rhodes
No.
going up against the two-man power trip. This is
This
this
is the
generation.
2025, yeah, 2K25 two-man power trip.
Wow, bro, The Rock and John Cena together. Okay, now I need to go and sleep over it and
Yeah.
think of all the possibilities.
Like, okay, let's talk about the cinema of it all, right? And a lot of you guys picked up on it as well. Yes, there was this, and then there was John Cena's face going from hard to like, the straight face. Actually, that was not bad.
The
know?
Terminator face, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, if you watch Peacemaker, right, like he has a very specific type of role that he does very well in, same as The Rock. They are not Batista. Batista is the only one that's actually a versatile
can have
actor.
range. Yeah, can do range.
But it's sort of, this turn fits in Cena's range, I feel. It's there.
Well, how would you describe his style?
Slightly psychotic, can verge on lovable or hateable.
Oh, you're talking about how he was in Suicide Squad, with the James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
He's like,
Peacemaker lah.
Yeah, he's like a bit this deranged.
Yeah.
He just, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but you turn it a little bit more to the likable, can. You turn it more to the hateable side, can. Both works.
So my question is, will they have acting coaches for this WrestleMania storyline?
They better, I think. Especially for The Rock. Oh my god. Cena, I'm like, okay, it's The Rock, that needs... Put the hand on the face, caress. I want your soul. I want your body. Okay, he didn't say I want your body. It would have been hilarious if he said
No, but
that.
he said a couple of very PDD-ish things. He said, I want your mind. I want your
I
body.
want your soul. I'm like, wow. Like, and then all the while, Travis Scott in the back, doing don't know what shit.
What incense is he burning?
Sage lah. You burn sage to cleanse an area of bad energy.
Yeah, but why are you doing it in the middle of everyone while they're having a wrestling storyline happening? You know
He damn distracted. Like we said, we need an irritate. He's like an X-Pac in the background, just cross shopping for no reason. You remember last time, like DX, everyone would be like, yeah, they all look badass, and then you have one X-Pac in the corner. Like, yeah, he's that guy.
You need that one guy. Like even the Nation of Domination had one Owen Hart doing nonsense stuff.
Yeah, like just someone like ooh, like the one mosquito. But then the problem is Travis Scott can't be the guy that goes in and takes the fall for people in matches because he's not a wrestler, right?
Yeah. But let's talk about that. Okay, after he turned heel, he attacked Cody Rhodes. What do you think about the beatdown? Because I was actually impressed by it.
Okay, so he took the Rolex off of Cody Rhodes' hand. Was that the same? Can we confirm that's the same Rolex that Dusty pawned?
It was, and also that was the Rolex that The Rock gave back to Cody and said, "Don't break my heart."
Yeah, The Rock bought it and then gave it to Cody, and then now instead and symbolically that was really cool. They were trying to do the whole because we've seen Cena use brass knucks before, Doctor of Thugonomics, right?
Yep.
But he's now corporate. He's not that guy anymore. So instead of using brass knucks, he used the Rolex. So there is some symbolism in there, I feel.
Yep, it was perfect, bro. It was perfect. And the beatdown went longer than I thought, but in an almost uncomfortable way, which is a good thing.
See, that's the thing. So you compare that to the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match. That match didn't have, even though they were doing crazier things, this match felt more, this beatdown felt more brutal.
Yeah, like there was this uncomfortable violence. I think maybe because it's like John Cena, this person that you thought you knew for so long is doing it. So like, holy crap. And that last scene where it was him, The Rock, I guess Travis Scott there. Okay. But like the Rock with his, like the Cena putting his sneakers, his pumps, his Reeboks over like Cody Rhodes' head. That was a wild scene, bro. Like that is the scene, like, bro, if I watch ESPN tomorrow or social media, that's gonna be the scene that everyone's just gonna replaster, you know?
Yeah. And of course you had Cody bleeding, which is why poor Sammy and KO didn't get to bleed. But I guess it makes sense, yeah?
It was wild. So again, like everything that happened in the last 20 minutes of EC, like to me was worth whatever lull period there was at the start of the show. And makes me feel that this was a better show than Royal Rumble. My humble opinion.
Really? Okay. I wouldn't go that far. Like, because I invested the 3 hours into watching it. I think it would be different if I just watched the highlights. If I watched the highlights, then I would say, oh my god, yeah, EC was a better show, right? But because I watched the whole show, I had to sit through the lulls.
Do you remember enjoying Royal Rumble the same way?
Yeah. Because like I said before, I generally dislike the EC presentation. You know, the Rumble, at least I love the Rumble. Maybe it's because I grew up with the Rumble, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess this is really a matter of taste, right? But
No, it is. And either way,
yeah.
like it's not disputed. Like what happened at the end of EC is gonna get the world talking, and we'll get eyeballs to WrestleMania, get eyeballs to the product. And like I said right at the start of the podcast, I love being wrong, especially if they have a great story to tell.
My only thing is, man, I wish this happened in front of a hotter crowd. Can you imagine if this
Oh
happened in New York?
Yeah, oh my god, people be throwing stuff into the ring, like, you know?
Yeah, well, it's missing that visual. They needed to throw some trash cans, bro.
Oh my, can you imagine? It's like when Hogan turned heel.
Yeah, exactly.
That visual of people throwing trash. Of course, I think they don't want to encourage such behavior, lah. You know, I think
not these days, lah.
Yeah, you don't want people to start doing that, so they won't do it. But yeah, visually, no, lah. I think the vibe, like there was a very obvious, like what the hell vibe, and I think it worked. And you know, with the WWE's production team, they'll just like add in sound. They'll add in like, you know, moments.
Yeah,
the,
it's gonna
the
be
packages. Yeah, the packages will be incredible.
So okay, so like I would say I would give it an 8 for me personally, like A minor.
I would give it honestly, the matches I would give a 6. But for the returns and the happening, the moments, I would push it up to a 7.5.
Okay.
Only because of the moment, and especially the last moment.
Yeah.
Especially the last one, yeah.
Okay, guys, please share your grades, your letter grades, your number grades, and I guess WrestleMania is set, bro. Are you okay now? On the back of EC, with whatever has happened, are you now finally excited for WrestleMania 41?
Bro, what you talk? Like, you talk as if I haven't been excited for WrestleMania. I have been excited.
The booking has been a bit. We don't know. You know, there was a lot of unknown factors, right? But now we know. Do you like it?
I do, and I really am excited to see John Cena, get to flex his heel chops once again. You know, like what kind of heel is he gonna be? Someone suggested, come out like to Doctor of Thugonomics heel. You know, that era of Cena, that wouldn't work. I feel like people would love that.
Is there new theme songs potentially? Def Rebel.
Bro, no, not Def Rebel. No. Can you imagine if his new theme song didn't have rap? He completely comes out to something very corporate and generic.
Nah, I don't think that would be the case.
No.
You know what I think he would do? He has a bunch of great badass gangster rap songs from his album. He could have just pulled out one from his like past discography and, you know, turn it into like a heel song.
But I feel like, he cannot be cool. For John Cena to work as a heel, he cannot be a cool heel. He has to be an absolute corporate sellout.
He gotta be badass still,
like,
right?
Corporate sellout, but bad. Like The Rock lah, he comes out in expensive suits, in Armani, in chains, in gold, and that's the whole point. Unless this is the story they're going with. Unless and hear me out, right? Because this is a whole 1 year retirement thing, and I'm sticking to my guns and saying that this arc in Cena's story wraps up at WrestleMania. I still do not think that Cena wins the title at WrestleMania. I feel like Cody needs to win.
So you would think you don't think he cannot become 17-time champion, break the record?
I don't think he needs to. Actually, this is how I want to book it. I want CM Punk to be inserted via Paul Heyman favor, and CM Punk wins the title. That can then lead to Cody going down the Homelander route. Cena still as corporate Cena, and then you have the voice of the voiceless.
I like that because I'm a CM Punk fan. Right?
Yeah, I know you do.
Anything that gets CM Punk on top. But I just feel like if they really go all in with this heel turn, they gotta change up everything about him. You gotta do like a complete Chris Jericho, right?
Yeah.
That's what you mean, right? Become corporate sellout. Can you imagine, bro? He goes to the ring wearing suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Cody Rhodes.
But or is this a John Cena that sold out because he thinks he can't do it anymore? And by the end of the year, he has a redemption arc where he's like, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that. I was just filled with self-doubt. You know?
I don't know, but both sounds like a great idea, right? The cool thing about this is it extends beyond WrestleMania. So while you think that he might take a break after that, I think he might actually be in for the long haul. He's really filmed his movies. I did a bit of checking and research. He has no filming schedule that he has this year already, bro.
Right. Oh, so he's fully committed to WWE.
I think the only time was this period where he had to go off and shoot for a bit in I don't know which European country. Now he's gonna be back. He's gonna do his full-time retirement tour right now.
As a heel. So he goes out literally putting other people over.
I think there will be a bit of that final redemption up. It depends on who's gonna be his final opponent, right?
Yeah.
That will lead him to go back to the. Basically, he is like. I'm sorry to use Vin Diesel again, but he's like Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious 8. Remember, he turned heel for that one movie. Just one movie, he turned heel.
Yes, because he was threatened. Like, I mean, who is it? His wife or his child?
His wife and child that he did the dirty with in Brazil.
Yeah, in Brazil, because he thought Letty was dead. I remember.
Yeah, then Letty come back.
And he was like, oh shit. And then Letty was super cool about it, by the way.
I need a woman.
Don't know about that.
The point I'm trying to make is like he turned heel, but for that one movie, the course of that 1 year.
Yeah.
This could be the 1 year heel turn of John Cena, and then eventually he comes back and is beloved because I think what was missing from his career was that defining heel run. He never had that, and I think maybe that's the only thing that he was selfish about. He was like, you know what, this year can I just do one time heel run for my retirement tour? Okay, what?
What about his Make-A-Wish stuff?
So if you
1 year don't do
you saw some footage, right? He was doing Make-A-Wish stuff backstage. Right?
Still, huh?
Yeah. Now before the event started, if you look at the WWE social media,
Then now how?
What if, right, he told all the kids, right, guys, so
I'm going to be a bad guy.
I'm going to turn heel. What do you guys think about it? They're like, oh, wow, that's cool. Let's go. Okay. I'm just going to turn heel. I'll take a break from Make-A-Wish. I'll come back end of the year. Okay, don't worry about it. I won't turn heel forever. I mean, maybe he could have said that privately to these kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think he has ways surpassed everyone. Like, even if he take 1 year break, like, nobody can reach his number of Make-A-Wish. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Why not just take 1 year off and then just be a full on heel and then okay lah.
No, but I do think that he does need that redemption arc somewhere before he retires. And also, even if he still plays heel, I think the crowd will turn him face. I think the crowds will realize that, hey, this is the last we're going to see of this guy and we love him. So we're going to cheer him no matter. So I think by default, he will end his career as a face.
Yeah. Sidon say maybe that was the wish.
We want to see you as a bad guy.
Yeah, don't stop being nice to us. Be an asshole. Yeah, maybe. Make a wish for the kids with darker personalities.
Goth kids. Maybe it was. So there you go. EC, John Cena, we are excited. I mean, I think the entire wrestling world is a buzz. And at the end of the day, it's about generating that buzz. John Cena is now a heel, aligning himself with The Rock.
Mm-hmm. And the road to WrestleMania is finally, I think it's already back on track, right? I was very nervous, I guess, the first 2 months of the year. Like, felt like it wasn't the same level of hype as last year.
Yeah.
But now we are fully back. And whether we had The Rock to thank, because was this the plan all along, or was The Rock disrupting and bringing, we do not know, right? We will have to see things play out. But I'm firmly excited for WrestleMania. The WrestleMania hype is real now. My only question is, what does CM Punk, Roman Reigns, all these so-called unknown factors do right now?
You gotta watch Monday Night Raw. You gotta watch SmackDown. You gotta watch NXT. Hell, you watch NXT too. It's a great product now.
Yeah, and you gotta check in with your podcast boys every week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And, join us on our Patreon and join us on our Discord, bro. Please keep supporting us as we head on to the road to WrestleMania. Hopefully a lot of cool things happening for us as well here in the community as well.
Absolutely. Okay, like we mentioned earlier, SPW is going to have an event this upcoming Friday, Unchained. And we did sit down and spoke to Andrew Tang, The Statement. Yeah! And that video is coming out very, very soon. Watch our YouTube channels. We'll post the links and everything when it comes out on our Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord, please drop us a follow on Discord. Links are in the description.
Yeah, man. And if you guys want to get some tickets to SPW Unchained as well, I believe we have a bit of tickets. We got tickets.
We got tickets.
So please tune in to our interview with Statement. I believe we're going to put it out tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, we'll put it out tomorrow.
tomorrow. So do check it out. And of course, we'll see you for SPW Unchained. We'll talk about it next week, and we'll also talk about whatever the hell went down on Raw, SmackDown this week.
Bro,
Post Elimination Chamber.
This road to WrestleMania, they are gonna give us talking points every single week. I guarantee it.
For
So
sure.
I'm excited. I know we're all excited. We are also excited to just enjoy the rest of our Sunday. So everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. We definitely did.
Yeah, for sure. Irvin, WWE LFG, I'm gonna make some time to check out the show, see what the hype is all about. We might give some of our thoughts as well on the next show as well.
Yeah, it's like F kayfabe. Let's just just give out away the whole business. It is what it is. I don't want to be that guy. Oh my god, they're exposing the business.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many ways to enjoy WWE. Whether you want to enjoy this side of it, the EC side, NXT.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Life is good. If you're a wrestling fan, life is good. Yeah.
The TKO ecosystem is just doing wonders for the product, lah.
So I got one question for you, Mr. Young.
Mm.
So Revolution next week, you wanna watch or not?
I would rather watch Evolve at this point. I can't wait for the day where the Evolve ratings come out and more people watch Evolve than oh my god. Can you imagine if you think about it, right? Evolve is literally the indies. And with a bit of presentation and like a bit of production money, isn't that what AEW is? Indies, but with production money?
Kind of is, yeah.
Imagine if they pump just a fraction of that, but with better storytelling. I mean...
Well, okay. Well,
the new Wednesday Night Wars.
Well, for those who are asking whether we are going to do a review of Revolution, that's your answer. If anything interesting happens, I might, come up here on next week's podcast to kind of chat about it. But it's full steam ahead with WWE right now as things go. Aha! Okay.
Okay. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you all soon. It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. See you guys for SPW Unchained.
Let's go.